the biscuit, taste the pain. 3 years running, second place again. We used to lead, now we just chase. Didn't even touch first this time, what a waste. Don't touch that soccer sauce. He's Limp Bizkit, smooth but still no boss. 5 years dry, no shiny prize, just pretty passes and Twitter cries. Taste the biscuit, taste the bluff. It's all clean boots, but not enough. Arteta talks like we're built to win, but silverware's allergic to the North London grin. We brought win the dog, but we lose even more. 3 times second, never the king. And this year, we didn't even lead a thing. Same TikTok reels, same post-match tears, same false dawns for 5 long years. From invincible pride to annual pain, we chase our tail like it's part of the game. Limp Bizkit fence, fans still cheer, but the empty cabinet echoes loud and clear. Taste the biscuit, taste the drought. We talk the loudest, but still missed out. Stinker and hooked. Taste the biscuit, taste the pain. 3 years running.
Second place again. Oh, what a banger. This is going to be my new intro now every stream. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream. It's today, it's streams galore. It's streams galore, ladies and gentlemen. Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong, Ryan Cherki. We're going to be linked to fucking Lionel Messi in the next half an hour. Let's go. Big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Everyone please hit the like button. Everyone please subscribe. هلا والله نادر وينك يا زلمة؟ راح تتفرج على قنوات أرسنال. شو بتسوي؟ تعال ركز معانا حبيبي في transfer activity. 500 people in the effing building. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing. We were supposed to talk about just Wirtz, but Fabrizio did drop the bomba and I just changed the title. That terms have been agreed with Cherki Frimpong. Well, I don't know why I said that in French because he's a homegrown player and he's Dutch. And of course, who else do I invite to do the stream? Not Callum because he's a curse. And I wasted about £10 calling him to tell him that he's a curse. Because I called him international call, so he doesn't use the, you know, the WhatsApp lagging thing as an excuse. So I brought my partner in crime. Speaking of crimes. How are we, Tom lad?
Hello, lad. Hello. The
How are we?
song streaming on a Wednesday. Fucking hell, that hasn't happened for years.
That actually really hasn't happened for a really long time. Can't even lie. Unlike Callum and Matt, me and you are actually not bottle jobs. So
I mean, we both know about the situation that's just unfolded on the Coppish channel. I rang him the moment he appeared on the stream because I had to try and stop the damage before it got anywhere. I clearly didn't do enough, so I apologise on that front. I got given the whole... When I started questioning about the case, the laptop crashed.
Oh, yeah.
That one. So
That old chestnut. Yeah.
he's clearly just trying to drive for something. So if he wants what's worse for Liverpool Football Club, he wants what's best. So that's why even though you should continue to watch Capish, big ups to all the boys on Capish. Less so Callum when it comes to transfers.
Yeah, 100%. It's just a transfer thing anyway.
Have you seen the new test that he's done? You'll never
What
guess who
curse?
got it. You'll never guess who got injured on the weekend. First
Who?
real injury of his career. Angelo
Who?
Stiller.
Say swear.
Swear.
Did he actually get injured?
Yeah, he done his ankle ligaments.
You're not taking the piss?
No.
Have you actually seen the new Callum video? There's a guy who emailed it to me.
He emailed it to you.
Yes. The new Callum video, the new Callum diss track on Coppish. Have you not seen
I saw the one that got played on Coppish at the end of the last big stream. Is it the same one?
I don't know if I'm talking about the correct one. Okay. Guys, we have 700 people in here. If we get to we're only at 130 likes. We get to 250 likes, I'll play the Callum diss track now. See? Free. Don't worry. I wasted my money calling that fraud, wasted about £10 calling him international call to tell him that he's a curse. 250 likes, I'll play the Callum diss track now because he deserves the diss track. Before we even get to the transfer shit, before we even talk about transfer, and don't worry, this day is filled with content anyway because you'll never guess what's happening. Tom Little is going live on Tom Little's channel. That alone needs 250 likes. So hit the like button. We're going to be redirecting you there as well. And we have Ahwa later with Hamza. I quit match for Florian Wirtz. You get me? So
basically,
250 likes. As soon as I said that, we're at 185. Everyone, close the live chat and like the video. Close the live chat and like the video.
People, what's going to happen is you're going to do an hour and a half of Husam x Tom Little.
Yes.
Then you're going to do an hour and a half with me, breaking down all the news today, talking about tactics and how some of these players would potentially fit in. And we're going to be watching some comps together. And then you're going to be redirected straight to Al Ahwa, where Husam can cook Hamza, because we're going to get Florian Wirtz ahead of them. You hear it here first.
There you go. Perfecto. 220 likes, guys. 30 likes away from us playing.
That is. How many hours do you reckon that is of straight fire content? That is. We'll start at 8:15. Probably get you to about midnight, half past midnight. That's near on 5 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours straight.
Pure consistent content.
Yeah, fire right there. That deserves the like button. Anyway, let me actually upload it. I've uploaded it and play it now as well because we did get there. I can't lie to you. The guy that made this, I'm gonna say his name now correctly because I don't want to disrespect the guy. He made a 5-star diss track. Let me tell you his name.
I can. You'll be able to tell me it's the same one.
Is his name Sharif Ahmed?
I think it's the same one. Does it have you crying in it at some point?
Yes, it has me crying
yes,
blood.
I've watched it then. I've watched it.
It's still elite. I mean, why not? It's a banger too. And it has him drinking apple juice. And it shows all his curses. And it shows all that stuff. So fuck it. Why not? You know? I think it's if it actually allows me,
by the way. Fabrizio,
how dare you compare it Southampton to Liverpool Football Club? Have some shame.
But by the way, Fabrizio's just confirmed Huijsen to Madrid.
To Madrid?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So we can move on to other targets then, instead of just wasting our fucking energy the whole time. So, as soon as this shit done processing, let me just read these super chats while this thing is processing. Fabrizio basically confirming Frimpong is what Josh Byrne is saying. Yes, sir. Which was something we will be touching on as well on the stream because I think it's very important for us to acknowledge this too. So yeah, I think it's a massive deal. Tom Little has time to stream after he was set free from jail with bond money. I really recommend you. Yeah, I think if you were sent to jail, I'd be the first one to actually pay a bond. It depends how much. I'll be honest.
You draw the line somewhere.
If you're taking the piss, yeah. If it's like
Husam x Tom is only worth so much money.
Yeah, like what would be the max I would pay to get you out of jail?
I mean,
what are bonds like in the UK though? That's the big $1 million question.
Can't say I know. Can't say it's ever been something I've really looked into.
Okay, big up to you, Josh. 250 likes. Wheel it.
It's the curse of cow, boxers on, juice in hand. Every time he talks a ball and lands in A&E fam. Coppish settings, but this one's cursed still. R.I.P. to transfer dream. Man like Colin with a godly trim. Hairline sharp but the beard still slim. Every time he streams at the break of dawn. Player gets dashed, dreams get torn. Mentioned Dembele, man pulled a hammy. All he did was say the name and that's uncanny. Craver to the Reds, now that dream got spun. Half hour later PSG said done. Uber renewal, same old twist. Video drops, man signs, you get the gist. FSG for life, Kai still curved. 2 vid and the deal got swerved. Callum please, don't say no names. Don't do streams, don't play these games. Every time you talk, a baller drops. New deal injury, the madness don't stop. Just sip your juice, relax in peace. Leave transfers to Matt and Drifty, please. We trying to build, not bury hope. But you speak and it's back to the rope. Cherki gone, just a whisper and twist. Next day he's on crutches, can't resist. Cinnabon shut down off one little trip. Now the whole high street's feeling a hit. Boxers on with a Diddy stream. Apple juice king, that's his dream. Kids on chores, Robbie with a mop. Stevie doing dishes, non-stop bop. Madness brews when he opens his lips. Said Ronaldinho ain't elite, that's a miss. Said Trent to mid, what a tactical shout. Now he's off to Madrid, Cruz phased out. Callum please, don't say no names. Don't do streams, don't play these games. Every time you talk, a baller drops. New deal injury, the madness don't stop. Just sip your juice, relax in peace. Leave transfers to Matt and Drifty, please. We try to build, not bury hope. But you speak and it's back to the rope. This ain't slander, this is love in disguise. But Callum's words move fate, no lies. So from now on, let the silence reign. Or we'll lose more stars to the Callum chain.
Sharif, that's an elite video, elite song, just 5-star all around, man. Just 5-star all around. Now we have our intro for next Tuesday, inshallah. Big up to Red Line. Let me just grab these two and then we'll start off. Speaking
We'll build
about
like
football.
a fucking Callum trilogy of just disses. We've got the court case, you've got a diss track. What next?
Yeah. I'm gonna edit the thing. I'm gonna edit the what's it called? I'm gonna edit the crime list as well. I'm gonna add a couple more. Not as excited as most fans. Respectfully, don't think he has the physicality and won't have as much space in the Premier League. Rather get Cherki, if I'm being honest. We will discuss that. I promise you. Stick around, guys. Big up to you, Red Line and Tiranga. Big up to Gonzo says, yeah, Cal can't go outside after that, or after the court case, or after any of this. So yeah, it's just not banging right now. You get me? So yeah, big up to you, Gonzo. Listen, big up Gonzo, big up Josh, big up Red Line Tiranga. Big up to everyone locked in, guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe right here, right now. And let's just start with the biggest transfer story of the day, Florian Wirtz. I think it's very important for us to address it. Tom, talk to me about this Wirtz situation. You know, obviously there is a little bit of conflicting reports regarding the situation in general. What do you make of all the drama? LB called it horrible journalism earlier on my stream, because obviously you know what happened with the City thing. So talk to me.
Horrible journalism in what way? I weren't watching. How is it horrible journalism?
Because it's like one guy says something, the other guy says something completely opposite, and then one guy says something and the other guy says something completely opposite. So he's just saying, like, from that perspective, he's just been
so you've got the German reporters telling us that Liverpool would make contact, and he was at the AXA yesterday, and you got our journalists who have been clearly told by the club, this wasn't supposed to come out yet. What are we doing? Calm it down.
Yes.
And they're now doing damage control, which is what happens with all these ones. Let me preface this by saying this. Do I think we are his number one destination? No. I do think he probably will end up staying in Germany. But if he decides to move to the Premier League, I think it does. I really do think it does. I don't know why we would fly his family over and have a 4-hour meeting if we weren't serious about getting him. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. So I'm very very, very excited about this. It opens up a different kind of worms for me in the sense of I worry now that they don't think the best that they're moving on from a striker, an elite striker target, and going to an elite 10 target because the striker market isn't there. But that's something that we can happen that can go down the line, whatever. But I am very, very, very excited by this news. This is one of the best midfielders on the planet.
Agreed.
This is a genuine world-class footballer. If any
Ashraf actually said that on my channel earlier on, but I don't know about the term world class yet. But fairs if you think that.
This is a lad who was player of the year as his team went on to win the Bundesliga undefeated. And then this year has put up very similar numbers again.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, if he's not world class, he's right on the cusp of world class. And he will be there within a year. If you can get him in, you get him in. I think it opens up a lot of interesting possibilities for the team tactically. Maybe it would mean a full-on commitment to the 4-2-4 that we saw against City and Aston Villa, because of a concern of the striker market. But he's just really fucking good, and I want Liverpool to sign really good footballers. And Florian Wirtz is one of them really good footballers. So if Liverpool can get him, I will be over the moon. Over the moon. And the general consensus I've gathered today is it's not Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah.
We're a little bit better. We're a little bit more advanced. We're a little bit more serious than Kvaratskhelia. The Kvaratskhelia stuff was, we would be interested. If the opportunity presents itself, we might go in for a deal. This one is Liverpool. They've already been in contact. They've already started doing the groundwork. Now, they worry that he might want to stay in Germany, but if he doesn't, we're there. And that, to me, is mega. I hope that we do get there in that situation and he chooses Liverpool, because I want Liverpool to have world-class footballers, especially for the next 2 years whilst we're trying to maximise Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk.
So you think if he says he wants to leave Germany, you think he's going to end up with us?
I do. I think if he wants to leave Germany, he ends up with us. And I think that's why Man City went for Rangers now.
Explain it to me. Explain it. Tell me why.
I think that Liverpool, as it stands, there is... I look at City and they've got Rodri, Nico Gonzalez, Tijani Reinders potentially coming in. Well,
I think that's what's going to happen.
Phil Foden in the midfield as well. And a couple others, if Bernardo Silva stays there, Gibbs White as well as another high-value target for them. With us, he comes in, he's part of a very competitive team for the next 2 years. And then when it is time for Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk to move on, he's the main man. There's no Scouser who will be in the position to become the main man. So Florian Wirtz will become the main man at Liverpool Football Club under a manager who's just won the league in his first season with a squad that should hopefully be improved from even now. I don't see why players wouldn't want to join Liverpool. I think that if it comes down to it, I think he will pick us. I really do. I think the team's in a good state. I think the manager's, one of the most attractive managers to play for in world football. If you just look at the way certain players are developed, I think that a lot of players, whether you like it or not, a lot of smart footballers will look at what he's done with Gravenberch and go, what could he do with me? Where would he play me? How would he unlock new aspects for me? Because Gravenberch before this season was nowhere. And now he's one of the best DMs from this season in any league. So players will be looking at stuff like that and going, I'd want to work with this manager. I want to see how he works. Everyone speaks very highly of him. The playing squad is there. It's competitive. It's just won the league. It's got lots of players at the right age to be competitive for the next 4 or 5 years. I don't see why you wouldn't. If it comes down to money, we can offer the money. All the reports are saying that we can pay the release clause. If it comes down to wages, I do think that we would offer him a competitive wage because he would be the successor to the Van Dijks and the Salahs of this world for Liverpool. So I really don't see why not. I really don't see why not. Especially because it's Florian Wirtz. It's going to sound stupid, it's Florian Wirtz. The football club is very strict on negotiating for certain players. But Florian Wirtz is one of them players that I think they just go, if he's available, you pay it. Because there is no better.
How
target
much
out
would
there.
you be willing to pay, and how much do you think the club are willing to pay?
I think the club are willing to pay 120. I'd be willing to pay 150.
Guys, even though he's a mank bastard, everyone wish him a happy birthday. It's Sheik's birthday
Big up,
today.
Sheik.
He turns 18. Happy birthday, Sheik.
Oh,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Everyone, please wish him a happy birthday. You get me? He turned 18 today. Please wish him a happy birthday. So how much you think the club will be willing to pay before you tell me how much you would pay?
I reckon they pay 120, maybe even 130, depending on sales. I think they'd be willing to break the transfer record for them quite comfortably.
Bro.
I would pay more than that. I'd pay 150. But I think the club would draw the line at 120. Maybe even 130. That's what it is for me.
The thing is, if you told me like pre the summer started, okay, you're gonna pay 120 for a player, I would have said striker immediately. Like directly, it would have been striker.
That's why what I said at the start. I think the club might have assessed everything and went, the right striker's not available. We can't get the right striker this window. So what how do we? Where do we spend the big money? Because
we can't continue with Donkey Kong though. We can't.
No, I'm not saying they continue with Donkey Kong. What I'm saying is they've got the budget. I think me and you both agree. They're going to spend big on one player this window.
Yes.
They're going to break the bank for one player. They want a marquee player this window. But
the rest will all be prototypical.
Yeah, they'll be like the Kerkez price range, 35, 45, even 55.
Yeah, 30.
But they're willing to break the bank on one guy.
Yes.
I think they've went, is Isak going to come? They won't sell him.
But I was about to ask you a question. You have a choice. You are in charge of Liverpool Football Club. 120 million for Isak, 120 million for Wirtz. Who are you signing? You have to make a decision. Don't give me no if this, if that. Make a decision. Chat, one word answers in the chat right now. Do not give me your life stories. Both agree. Who are you choosing?
I'm going to throw a third name into the mix down, rank them by 3. Alvarez, number 1. If I had to pay 120 for Alvarez, I pay 120 for Alvarez. Alvarez is number 1. Wirtz, number 2. Isak, number 3.
I knew you were going to say Florian. I just fucking knew it.
This is Florian Wirtz, Husam.
This is Alexander Isak.
You know
Alexander Isak.
You know my concerns about Isak's injury history, though. You know my concerns about that.
Injury history hype, bro. The guy could score you. Even if he played 20 games, he'd score 25 goals in this Liverpool system, bro. Allow it, bro. Allow it. The guy will break goal records,
what do I do
bro.
for the other 18 games?
You don't know what Vel messaged me? He's like, I messaged him. I'm like, can you do a pre-recorded thumbnail? Because I want to do pre-recorded video on Florian Wirtz. He's like, let's see how the Husam X Tom video does when Tom says something wild and then everyone leaves the stream. He told me this. This is the wild.
I don't think it's mad to say that I would have Florian Wirtz ahead of Isak, but not ahead of Alvarez for Liverpool.
I think it's mad that Isak is not even ahead of Alvarez for you.
You know how big I value. I think Julian Alvarez is the perfect striker for this system.
I would actually go
His
Isak, Alvarez, and then Wirtz.
I think the fact that Alvarez is incredibly two-footed, he's got experience playing as a midfielder, so he knows how to drop in and link up with deep. I think you've got to consider who else you've got in your squad. Now, I know my wingers have been asked to be a bit more creative this season, but they are still key goal threats. I want to keep maximising the goal threats. I want to give Salah the chance to get 35, 40 goals next season. For me, that happens if I get Julian Alvarez in that team, because Julian Alvarez scores 20, but his link-up can create 20. Isak scores you 30, and his link-up creates you 5 to 10. I think that for Liverpool, Alvarez is the top option. And like I said, I think that they've looked at the striker market and they've gone, that best, the level we want, no, we can't get that. The level we want, no. So you know what we'll do? We'll spend the money, because we've got to spend it this summer. We'll spend the money on an elite creator, on that elite number 10. And you know what we can do? We can get a £35 million, a £40 million, a £45 million striker. Someone to tie us over for a year. We've still got Diaz who can go up front and has given you a decent season. You've still, you can revert to that double false 9 setup with Soboslai and Wirtz, or You know, I still think there's room for more 10s to come in, ironically. I think if we're going to commit to that in terms of, you know, Cherki and Wirtz, for example, that's all I'll say. Just off the names linked today, Cherki and Wirtz. I think there's room for a full commitment to that one. So I wouldn't be shocked if it was a case of Liverpool looked at the striker market, went, the guys we want, then we can't. We're not going to pay the fee that they're asking for.
I hope you're not insinuating that we won't sign a striker though, because that would be
no. I'm not saying we won't sign. We have to sign a striker. But I'm saying,
like, even if it's like Delap, just get someone new. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, I think what I'm saying is, then they couldn't get Isak for 120, so they're not going to pay 100 for Sesko.
Can you make Andre cry a little bit just quickly? Who goes to the bench if we sign Wirtz? Rotation? Don't do the bullshit. Say it honestly right now.
If we sign a striker, it's Superchats.
Wow! Tom has actually given a straightforward answer for once. Everyone spam clapping emojis in the chat.
If we sign a striker, it's Superchats. If we don't, it's Diaz or Gakpo.
So this is what you're saying. So if I give you the choice, Isak and Cherki or Delap and Wirtz, you're choosing Delap and Wirtz.
Yes.
You are such a...
Yes.
Thank God you're not our sporting director. Thank God you're not.
Oh my God. I'm so criminal for wanting who I think is the best number 10 on the planet. How dare I want the best number 10 on the planet who's 4 years younger than
Florian Wirtz is amazing. He is.
Yeah.
I think he's amazing. I think his game will translate well to the Premier League. I think he's a consistent goal threat. I think he creates a lot of chances, which will help us. AKA Tom. Oh, wow. Tom is not only doing streams now, he's actually drinking water.
I know.
Oh my God. This is such a moment. Oh my God. Do that again, Tom. Do it again.
Well, you want me to drink more
water?
water?
Drink water. Oh my God. He just drank water. Wow. Wow. Breaking news, alcoholic sips some water. Let's go. You probably need that shit, bro. Finally, let's get some water in. Hey, new Tom, new transfer window, new me, live streams, and now actually drinking H2O, guys. This is breaking news. I've never seen him drink water once in my life on a stream. So I'm so proud of him. Anyway, mate. So here's the thing. Yeah, he's following Ronaldo's advice, isn't it? He is. So here's what I will say regarding Florian Wirtz. I think he is a goal threat, consistent goal threat. I think he has an ability to shoot. I think he has an ability to create. I think he operates well in tight spaces. I think he has pace and power as well. So essentially, he's the perfect number 10. He is. However, as much as I am an advocate for a number 10, I would rather spend the chunk of money on the striker. The reason why is Liverpool Football Club have an history. We have a history of elite strikers. Suarez, Torres, Snake, like every single striker that we've had, like for the most part, we've struggled in the Premier League era.
As well.
Fowler, yeah, as well. Like we've struggled a little bit in the Premier League era, getting maybe centre backs, full backs.
Wingers,
like, you know,
we could not
wingers
get a winger.
were so shit.
We couldn't get a
Luis
winger until Mane
was a legend because every other winger was fucking awful.
We could not get a winger for about 10 years. We could not buy a winger to save our lives.
Yeah, we couldn't sign a winger to save our lives. So the winger position, I still remember when we signed. What's his name? There's a guy, not Maxi Rodriguez, the other Maxi.
Maxi Gonzalez, Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh,
Speedy Gonzalez, he was fucking blank.
We've signed some shit wingers.
I'll put it this way, people. Our best winger in that 10-year period was Dirk Kuyt, who we bought to play up front.
I disagree. I think the best winger in that era was Luis Garcia. I'm sorry.
But he was also bought to play up front.
Yeah, but from the year 2000 until the year 2010, the best winger was Luis Garcia.
No, but I'm going from the last. We didn't buy a good winger until Sadio Mane, which was 2016. So in the 10 years before that, so 2006 to 2016, your best winger was Kuyt, and he weren't even a fucking winger. Your second best was Garcia. Your third best was Maxi Rodriguez, who was here a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like our fourth best was Yossi Benayoun, and he weren't a winger. I have to go down
I remember
on the list to get fucking Babel.
I remember Maxi Rodriguez when he just suddenly started to spam hat tricks out of nowhere. Hat trick
Yeah,
against
that one where he
Birmingham.
got a hat trick at Fulham and a hat trick against
Hat
Birmingham.
trick of Fulham away. The goal from far. Maxi Rodriguez runs down the wing for me. That was an all-timer song, bro. That hat trick away at Fulham. The last goal where he shot it from far. Mwah, what a goal, bro. That was an elite goal right there. We do remember Nabil Zahar. I definitely remember him. I don't know if that was before Tom's time.
No, I remember Nabil. I barely remember him because he didn't fucking play much, but I do remember Nabil El Zahar.
It's not even the super chat section, but I'm sorry. Someone just said, shout out Lazar Markovic.
No one should ever be shouting out Lazar Markovic.
Hey, remember away at Sunderland?
You know what's funny about that? He scored in that game, and no one
He
remembers
did?
the goal. No one remembers the goal. They just remember it
I
in the bar.
remember it. It was a banger, the goal.
His goal, it wasn't a banger, it was a decent finish. But
It was a banger
everyone
for
remembers.
Markovic.
Yeah, but that's like, it was a bang for Mark. Yeah, he kicked it from outside the box, it made to the goal. Woo! Well done, Lazar. His two most memorable things for Liverpool were hitting the bar with a like the Canio and getting sent off against Basel in the 6th game of the Champions League group stage for accidentally fingering someone's eye.
Yeah, he was. Hey, I've got no words describing Lazar Markovic. So look, here's the thing I want to talk about regarding this. So, as much as I really like the prospect of Florian Wirtz joining us, I do think it's way too much money for a position that's not a priority. I think it's very important for us to get our priorities straight. I actually think our priorities is striker, left back, center back, specifically given what me and you know about the Konate situation. Yikes. That is going to be an awkward situation right there. Florian Wirtz is very talented. I think he could become one of the best, like number 10s, one of the best midfielders probably in history of the Premier League. Like, he's just so talented. He's unbelievable. But I look at our team right now and I don't know if I want to drop that much on Wirtz. Like, you tell me who I'm dropping it on. Here's the thing, right? 120 million right now. Alvarez or Wirtz? I'm choosing Alvarez. Isak
Alvarez.
or Wirtz? I'm choosing Isak.
Wirtz.
Why? Because I just want someone who puts the ball in the back of the net. Because we have to be objective about Mo here, right? Mo is the best player in the world. He's the best player in the league. He will win PFA Player of the Year. He won the Football Writer Association Player of the Year. I'm so
Sorry,
like
I can't drink now on stream apparently without even fucking pissing himself.
I'm
Carry
very
on.
proud of you. I'm very proud of you.
Fucking hell.
But we have to be objective. He's not going to be 28 and 18 next season. He's just not. And you know what I need? I need a striker who at least gets 20, so I can lift off some of the pressure off of him. That's the thing.
But Husam, let me
Yes.
put this to you.
Yes.
We don't sign Alvarez or Isak, we sign Wirtz. Does that then take the creative burden off of Salah and allow him to go back to being just focusing on being a goal scorer, which means that you got 28 and 18 this season, but if he's focusing on just getting goals because he's got Wirtz and maybe Cherki creating for him in behind him with Szoboszlai as well in there, does that?
Are you
mean
insinuating playing him up top?
I'm not insinuating playing up top. I'm insinuating going back to the double false 9 and then having Salah doing these inside forward runs.
So you want Wirtz to play false 9?
For Szoboszlai, whoever.
Szoboszlai false 9 would be like
He played there against City and was arguably
that would
man
be
of the match.
pain to the eye. Allow it.
He played there against City and was arguably man of the match. I'm just saying, if you go back to the pre-season, I know it's a long way to go back, but pre-season, you remember the Arsenal game where we won 2-1?
No, I don't remember pre-season, Thomas.
So Arsenal game we won 2-1. The first goal.
Oh, was that the game Carvalho scored?
Yes, but I'm on about the first goal here. That was made by, we played Elliot and Szoboszlai as a front two, which was the two creators. And all game, they were looking to get balls in behind to the wingers who were making these channel runs to get towards the box. The first goal came that way. I think that if we cannot get the best striker available, which I don't think we can do, in Julian Alvarez, I think that the money should be spent on Florian Wirtz and committing to that setup for 1 season and then readdressing the striker situation again. The only
Yeah, but then the problem is,
the
you want to know
only
the
exception
issue?
I would have, Husam, the
That
only
wouldn't
exception I
work
would have,
with Diaz.
it would do because Diaz has played false 9 all season.
No, I mean, if we play Wirtz false 9, it would not work with Diaz being
No,
left
no,
wing.
because Sam, we're not limiting this is real life. We're not limiting football to you only play one position. You could have a game where it's Soboslai and Wirtz.
No,
and the
you don't
next
get
game,
my
it could
point.
be Diaz.
You don't get my point.
But-
Wait, because you're responding to something I'm not saying. I'm saying Wirtz false 9 can work, but you need a goal scoring left winger.
Both our wingers have got near on 20 goals this season. Are they Sadio Mane levels of goal scoring? No. But if I've got Mohamed Salah,
Let me ask you a question. Stop.
okay, yeah,
Wirtz for 120 million or Rodrigo for 100 million?
Wirtz for 120 or Rodrigo for 100. Wirtz. I don't think you understand how highly I rate Wirtz. I despise the Bundesliga and bringing players over from the Bundesliga, but Florian Wirtz is one of the few players I look at and go, yes, you will work. You are that good. You will just kill it. Genuinely.
Oh, you're choosing Wirtz over Rodrigo.
I'm choosing Wirtz over Rodrigo.
I think Rodrigo is like Rodrigo is like a bobcat waiting to become a lion. That's how I feel about Rodrigo. I think he's been so disrespected at Real Madrid. He's been moved to the right-hand side. And I think we sign Rodrigo. We play him left wing. I think Rodrigo would score 20 goals all comps, 25 goals all comps easy for Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, you know what though, Husam? We say that, and yes, 20 goals in all comps would be brilliant. You know, mega. How many's Gakpo got in all comps this season?
That's why I changed it immediately. I actually think he could get more. I think he could get 25, even 30
So you could
possibly
get-
all comps.
You could get 25. We'll go 25. It's his first season.
Need to remember as well. So
25.
there's 38 Premier League games, 8 Champions
Mhm.
League games minimum. Let's add at
Mhm.
least five, 6 more. You got the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, blah blah blah, which he might not play as much. Rodrigo, obviously, if we sign him. So I think Rodrigo would probably play around 50 games next year if he did sign for us. I think he could probably get around 30 goals.
I think that's I don't think you get 30. I think you'd see him closer to 25. And in that case,
Let's not argue over 3 goals here. Let's just let's not do that.
But I would still go for Florian Wirtz. I really. This is Husam. This is a guy at 22 who is already arguably the best in the world in his position. We need that guy ready to take the mantle as the star player when Salah leaves in 2 years' time. I know.
The mantle of being the star player, you're describing Rodrigo, by the way.
I'm describing Florian Wirtz because Florian Wirtz has already done it.
You say that, but you look at like you look at Real Madrid, you look at Leverkusen. I think it's two completely different animals. I think Leverkusen did something that they've never done in their club history. Real Madrid play with like that consistent pressure of like they have to deliver, they have to cook, they have to do.
Agreed.
And I think the reason why I say bobcat waiting to become a lion, because I don't think Rodrigo's just a cat. Like I think he's still a dangerous cat, but I just don't think he has been unleashed properly. I always refer to people. I always go like, okay, imagine Mo playing left wing instead of right wing. It would just limit him severely, and I think that's the issue. Like I think he's like more of a left winger
I
playing
don't
on-
disagree, Husam. I don't disagree that Rodrigo, if he signed, could boom on the left wing. I don't disagree. But if you're asking me to pick one or the other, I'm going Wirtz.
I think I would be happy for us to sign a creative genius like Cherki instead of Wirtz, and then drop the Bomba money on the striker. That's me.
But you know what? I would be with you, but my
You know,
point
Alvarez
is-
has a release clause, right?
I know he has a release clause of 150.
No, his release clause is 127 million pounds.
Sorry, 100. I meant 150 million euros. But I
127
will be
million
honest.
pounds.
That's brilliant. Does he
Okay,
want to
sell
join?
Donkey Kong. How much you getting?
If you sell Donkey Kong, you're getting 60, 70 off Saudis.
Let's say 70. Let's just be objective here. I don't want to overdo it and say 80. 70. You sell him for 70. £55 million get you plus the money you get Alvarez.
Mhm.
20 million Cherki. 20 million Ait Nouri. 30 million
How the
Frimpong.
fuck's Ain't already been mentioned again? Christ on a bike.
Yeah, but wait. 20 million Ait Nouri.
Kerkez is happening.
30 million. It can happen. I think it's the easiest transfer of the summer, Kerkez, but just chill out. 30 million Frimpong. Now I'm left with what? Adam Wharton
Mm-hmm.
and centre back. We need the fucking centre back badly, bro. I think we might just. Can I give my unpopular opinion? Konate stays. I think we run back the 4 now.
We run back the 4.
Yes, I think if Konate stays, like he signs a contract, I think we run the same 4 back.
What?
Gomez, Kwanzaa, Konate, Van Dijk.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought you meant like left
Yeah, run it back. Like I mean, like go again.
No, I wouldn't be shocked if they went for that because I don't.
I think now if
horrendous.
the idea is Konate has to stay first.
Yeah, if Konate, I think we're only looking at a centre back right now because we might need someone for Konate going. If Konate stays, I think they'll do 1 more year of the current centre back rotation.
Yeah,
and then they'll move on because it'd be useful to keep Joe Gomez for another year because if you bring in a new right back and you've already got a bit of a struggle at right back with an injury prone fella, you bring in a new left back and your backup left back isn't necessarily the most reliable at times. Having Joe Gomez who can cover all 3 positions to a good level,
it's great. Yeah,
it's ideal. It's more than ideal. So I wouldn't be shocked if that was what we tried to run back 1 more time.
The reason why I say that is if we just go spend all the money elsewhere, I don't see us signing a centre back.
I ideally, what I would want us to do is
ideally 7 positions. Ideally, right?
Ideally,
Alvarez, Rodrigo, Wirtz.
no, because that's delusional. Ideally, because I didn't actually realize that Alvarez's release clause was that low. Is there a world where you could sell enough players to fund both moves? Of Wirtz and an Alvarez, and then just take the gamble on midfield 1 more year. So I'm talking about our summer was Alvarez, Wirtz, Frimpong, and Kerkez.
Alvarez, Wirtz.
I'd run it back.
Alvarez, Wirtz is delusional too.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, though, the fact that Alvarez has a release clause means I don't need to necessarily go into the negotiation.
Yeah, but as soon as you say Alvarez, you need to put Wirtz like away.
In terms of what? They're both around the same price.
Tom, me and you both know we're capable of dropping 1 big one. We're not going to do 2 big ones in the same summer. Allow it. Let's
Right,
allow
Husam,
it. Do not sell the
okay.
chat dreams that you will pay for this summer.
Yeah.
Allow it.
Okay, I'm going to sell him another dream. Athletic come to us. Nunes. How much do you want for him? And we can broker a swap deal. Not obviously it's not straight swap, but we can pay like.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I don't
say
think
50 million quid in Nunes for Alvarez, or maybe 60 million quid Nunes for Alvarez. Then and then Wirtz is 120. That's 180 million quid.
Mm-hmm.
The fullback situation would be around 70. So that
you see why I don't say. You see why I'm not stamping down Kerkez already. You see.
You say that, but
half the whether you like it or not, Tom, it's how we operate. For half the price, you can get Ait Nouri. Why we like?
Yeah, who's half the player?
He's not half the player of
yes,
Kerkez.
He is half the player. He is half the player.
Did you just call Ait Nouri half Kerkez? Are you mad?
Yes, I did.
Ait Nouri is not even half Nuno Mendes, bro. Allow it, bro. Talking about half Kerkez. Allow it, bro. Why talking like Kerkez is like Roberto Carlos from Hungary?
I'm not talking like Kerkez is Roberto Carlos from Hungary. I'm talking like Ryan Ait Nouri ain't that good.
Ait Nouri is not that good. You do not know ball, my brother.
Me and you've argued about this for 4 years.
Listen, Virgil and Konate will both retire early if it's Ait Nouri and Frimpong. But guess what? We will beat every team 7-0. Like it's the truth.
Balance wise, it needs to be a Kerkez.
Say that again.
Balance wise, well, most balance would be Hasso, but in terms of the right mix between balance and attacking threat, it has to be Kerkez. Ait Nouri's
I think
too far.
Hato is a possibility as well.
Aït-Nouri's too far on the other end of the scale.
But you act like Aït-Nouri can defend. I disagree
I'm not
with
saying right. Do I think he's a great defender? No, I think he's a
that. No,
pretty
I don't
poor
think so
defender.
either. Average defender.
But I am looking at the positions and the way he wants to play. You said it yourself. Our centre backs are fucked if we have Frimpong and Aït-Nouri as a fullback pairing. They are dead. They're dead. Their hamstrings are gone match week 10. We can't have that. Kerkez at least will not have the same license as Frimpong does. Kerkez will be a little bit more reserved in nature. Therefore, we can protect one of the centre-backs a little bit more. I would much rather have Kerkez than Aït-Nouri. 100,000 million %. Much rather have him. To me, that's the only logical deal.
It's all about just knowing where to spend your money on the priorities, the non-priorities, stuff like this. Anyway, let me just grab these super chats and then we'll come to Frimpong and we'll analyze that a bit more as well. Big up to everyone locked in, guys. We have 1,300 people watching us. Big up to all of you guys. This is just Husam x Tom Little. This is it, guys. The prototypical tag team from hell right here. The Undertaker, Kane. You get me? It's you see, I don't always disrespect you. I just said Undertaker and Kane. I could have said something way worse, like, oh, like this is like the Undertaker and like I don't know who, just like random guy. So yeah, Undertaker and Funaki or something, you know, like you know, the Highlanders. Big up to everyone locked in, guys. We have 1,300 people in here. We're on 500 likes, which is great, but let's at least try to get 50%. 750 likes is the target for the stream. It's possible because the community is here. The toxic Don Husam community, which we all love. He got me in the building. And the fact that Tom is streaming on his own channel alone is worth 750 likes after this. So please hit the like button. Please subscribe now. Like and subscribe. So let me just go to the super chats before we carry on speaking about the rest of the stuff. We're going to get to this in a second as well. The Cherki stuff. Cherki, Frimpong, etc. will be a different section. Close to 100 million on Verse or 25 million on Cherki. No brainer. 25 million Cherki for me.
You spend the money on Wirtz.
25 million on Cherki for me.
Husam, we sit there. How often have we sat there and went, oh, how good would it be if Liverpool sign this world-class player? We literally done it in January with Kvaratskhelia. This world-class player is potentially on our doorstep.
But I don't think Wirtz is Kvaratskhelia level.
I think, what? You don't think Florian Wirtz in the number 10 is on the level of Kvaratskhelia on the left?
What?
So you don't think... So I think Kvaratskhelia is the best young winger on the planet.
I think he's one of the best wingers in the world right now, full stop.
Mm-hmm. Do you not think Florian Wirtz is one of the best 10s in the world, full stop?
Yeah, but 10s don't exist as much now, so that's a straw man argument.
How is it strong? Right, so...
Name 5 number 10s in the world right now. Go on.
Name 5 number 10s in the world. Well, we play with one in Soboslai.
You say all year long he's not a 10. Don't play games with me.
No, he plays the 10. He just doesn't play it as a typical 10.
No,
Florian Wirtz plays in the 10.
Yes. Musiala. I'll help you out.
Yeah, Musiala.
Yeah, go on.
There's who plays in the 10 for Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo plays in the 10 for Barca.
Okay.
Bellingham was a false 9 more so, weren't he? But you weren't necessarily a 10.
I'll help you out. Bruno Fernandes, Odegaard. Happy?
I wouldn't say Odegaard's a 10. I would say he's an 8. He should play.
But then I would say Soboslai's an 8 and you included him.
Yeah, no, but we play him in the 10. We just ask him to do the job of an 8. They play Odegaard in the 8.
Brother, have some shame. You're so shameful.
Javi Simmons, actually, he's a number 10.
Yeah, Simmons. Yeah, Palmer. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, so you sat there and said, "Oh, there's no number 10 on the planet." We've named.
No, that's fine. Name 5 wingers in the world. 5 best wingers in the world.
The 5 best wingers in the world: Salah, Yamal,
Rafinha, Dembele, easy.
Dembele's been playing up front, though, hasn't he? I wasn't going to include Dembele. I think he's more up front.
Okay, fair enough. But you included Soboslai and Odegaard. But anyway, go on.
I was going to say Salah, Yamal, Rafinha, Kvaratskhelia, Saka.
Kvaratskhelia is number where? 4.
Yeah.
Where does Wirtz rank in the ones you mentioned?
Wirtz, Musiala.
You think Wirtz is better than Musiala?
I think Wirtz is better than Musiala. I do. I think Wirtz is better than Musiala.
I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, guys. Tom is just
I
really
do
excited.
think Florian Wirtz is better than Jamal Musiala.
Tom is just really excited, chat. Tom is just really excited. You know, he's. He's
I
very
think
happy.
Jamal Musiala is by the way, it's not me saying Jamal Musiala is a bad.
You see everything you just said about Florian
Jamal
Wirtz.
Musiala is an
I
incredible
would pay
footballer.
120 million. I would do this. I'd do that for Musiala.
I do it for Wirtz.
Musiala's better than Wirtz.
Disagree.
So sick of this guy. Big up to you too. From a Tom Little fan. What if Salah is moved to striker, Frimpong to wing, money saved for Wirtz? Will it work with Salah as striker?
I don't want to play Salah up front. He's better on the right. I just don't see why you take the gamble at this point.
Can I tell you something crazy? I think the other position Salah would work in is actually the 10. I won't even lie. You bring like striker, put Salah behind him, and then get new right winger. Boom.
I think what you need to look at with Salah is how is he effective. Salah is most effective when he can run at a player and when he can cut inside. He can't do that in the 10. He's not really going to be able to do that up front. He can do that on the right. He's my best player. I want to play my best player in his best position where I can maximize him. For me, that's the right. I'll get other pieces to fill them positions.
I think he could play like this creative role for us, Salah, but then you'd have to sign a right winger, which I think.
Yeah, but I think what needs to be understood is that your creator doesn't have to be.
By the way, just so people don't know this, he literally plays there for Egypt. Salah for Egypt is number 10. Go watch. Their wingers are Trezeguet, Zizou, and they play Marmoush up top. Sometimes they play Magdi Mohamed up top, Marmoush on the wing, so he plays there. Let me big up to David, who says, I don't mind either Cherki or Wirtz. Cherki is a cold player and teched off. Wirtz amazing at playmaking and shows ambition finally. Beat was cold. Fuck you for putting this profile picture, number one. Number two, I actually think Cherki is not that far off Wirtz, 100 million more. He's not 100 million more.
I think Cherki is a really promising footballer. But I think that you cannot pass up the opportunity for a Florian Wirtz.
You just don't understand.
I don't see how
25 million for Cherki is literal theft. Grand theft auto.
Right, Sam, you realize that I want us to do both. You know I said at the start of the stream, I think we are committing to Wirtz because we can't get the top strikers. If that's the case, commit to the double false 9. Go and get these guys in because that system worked. And my argument for that is, if you go into a game where you're going, we kind of need a little bit more of a traditional striker, Jota's probably going to stay. I don't think there's going to be a market to.
Yeah, Jota, I think we'll probably stay.
I'm going to play him at some point. I can play him in them games.
I think Donkey Kong will leave.
3 guys there. I think that we might need to go and move to that false 9 setup for at least 1 year.
We'll end up signing the better creator in Cherki. Cherki is a better creator than Wirtz. Wirtz is a much better goal scorer. Like Cherki is nowhere near as an offensive, like goal scoring threat, but creative wise, I think Cherki is better. Cherki has the most chances created out of any under 21 player in the entirety of Europe, by the way, even more than Yamal. So yeah. Slot has no pull. I would be confident if we had Klopp. Have some shame, Messi FC. Have some shame. Harry Kane for 50 million is a no-brainer for me. Yes, but then if you sign Harry Kane and Florian Wirtz, they'll just bump into each other. Unless you tell Harry Kane, just stay up top, mate, and play target striker. And by the way, me and Tom sat here 3 years ago before he moved to Bayern, and we told you we actually wanted Kane too, by the way. Still remember when we wanted him, but that's a complicated transfer story right there. Imagine Edwards listening to Tom. He'd quit ASAP. Thank God Tom is not our sporting director, honestly.
So guys, I apologize for wanting Florian Wirtz. I apologize, people.
That's not what they're saying.
I'm clearly a criminal for wanting Florian Wirtz, who I think is the best in his position.
Husam, if Liverpool get Wirtz and Sesko, what will be your reaction then? First is world class, the other is a disaster. It will be funny to see them together. Yeah, but like, here's the thing. People say this. Any package that includes Sesko, I'm against. Any. With Wirtz, with Rodrigo, with Isak. Okay, with Isak, no, because Isak will be the starter. With Rodrigo, with Wirtz, with whatever you want, I am not taking any, like, Sesko in anything does not count for me. Like, I am so against Sesko, it's not even a
The
joke.
moment you had Sesko, you could be getting me. You could be getting me.
Vinicius Junior with Sesko, I'd say no.
You could be getting me Lionel Messi from 2011. If you're adding Sesko to that, I don't want it. I'm tapping.
No, if it's Messi from 2011, you have to make exception in it because that's
Sam,
the greatest version of a player we've ever seen.
It's by the by, though. I get the greatest creator the planet's ever seen, and he's feeding Sesko. I just hate myself more.
Sesko's horrible, bro. Big up to my guy Martin. Big up Martin, appreciate. He says 4-hour meeting at Liverpool, long day as he was also being shown around Manchester City complex, etc. And that wasn't half an hour. He's talking to you.
No, he's talking to me. I'm just going by the German reports. I don't know anything that goes on at Man City.
Martin, at the end of the day, we can only report what is being said. To be honest, with you.
I'm not a City ICK. I just know that his family landed in Liverpool yesterday. Oh well,
I just
technically
know
Blackpool. They landed in Blackpool yesterday.
I just know Nunes is better than Sesko. That's what I know. Tom, we want Wirtz, Ryan Deers, and Morton Gibbs-White as we are selling a lot and rebuilding. It isn't one or the other.
I get you want them all, but are all of them going to play? This is the thing. Morton Gibbs-White isn't going to go for near on 80 million quid and whole bench. Let's bear in mind, Reinders will be close to 80. Morton Gibbs-White will be 80. Wirtz will be 120. That's near on 300 million quid on 3 midfielders.
Yeah, but City can spend that, you know it.
I'm not saying they can't spend, Sam, but I'm saying if you're spending that level of money on these footballers, how are you going to hit the playing time requirements? Especially when there's one midfielder who, when fit, doesn't get dropped, which is Rodri.
Someone will go wing. Easy.
Someone will go wing. You spend 120 million quid on Florian
left
Wirtz,
winger, Florian Wirtz, he could go there.
But they've bought Marmouche, who's played on the left. Jeremy Doku plays on the left.
Gibbs-White, rotation, right wing Marmouche a little bit.
I get the City might want all of them, but I just don't see how those players.
I can't lie, as much as I want to disagree with Tom Martin, I agree with him. I don't think you sign all 3. I think you sign 2 of these 3.
By the way, this is not me saying Man City cannot afford them. This is me saying I don't think the players will be happy with the playing time.
Yeah. I think you signed 2 of those 3, Martin. Obviously, you know about City more than I do, and I accept that. I think Wirtz eventually will stay at Bayern. Me and you share that opinion. So I think you're going to get Reinders and Gibbs-White. That's my honest opinion. So, yeah, I don't know if you agree with me or not. Let me know in the comment section. Wirtz saga is giving me Royce vibes, is what Nader is saying. I don't think he stays at Leverkusen. People say, like, oh, he could stay at Leverkusen. Nope, he ain't going to stay at Leverkusen. He's way too good for that club. I'm so sorry. Now that Xabi Alonso is gone, he ain't going to sit up there and just do this top 4 stuff. I'll be honest with you. I'm just be honest. We couldn't get a goalkeeper before Alisson. Yeah, this one we were talking about wingers. Before Alisson, Pepe Reina had like a good run for like 2 years, and then he slowly regressed. I wouldn't say 2 years. That's unfair. I would say 3 years. 2010 onwards, Pepe Reina was.
Pepe Reina could never defend his front post though. Like even in our heyday, you go watch any of the games we lost. I guarantee you've watched Pepe Reina let a shit one go through his near post.
I hear you, Martin, and obviously, like I said, you know about your club more than I do. Me and you are in agreement from our WhatsApp messages earlier, where I said we agree that I think he's going Bayern. So I think you are going to sign Gibbs-White and Reindeers. That's what I honestly believe. Big up to my guy Metzala Carrilero. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Everyone, please spam dubs in the chat for him dropping the 20-piece. Shukran, Habibi. He says, please read Ian Graham's book on FSG transfer policy. You are falling for another PR trick. Caicedo, Bellingham, and Wirtz. Late interest after advanced talks with other clubs is telling. Separate what we want from reality. Which is why I do think, and I hope, and I pray, Cherki is a red.
Am I having to do the PR argument for the 3rd summit in a row? What benefit is there to the football club linking ourselves with a player of this high quality who gets the fans all excited, who then doesn't join? Because you know what it does? The fans don't sit there afterwards and go, oh, at least we were linked with them. Sam, if we ever sat there, let's go back to the Caicedo thing. We sat there afterwards going, at least we bid for him. No, Everyone was fucking livid. Like, what that scaly stuff? Oh, at least we were interested in him. No, everyone was livid. Because they've linked us with him now. If we don't get him, people will be angry. It's all well and good, KD. It's all well and good if it makes the club look ambitious. But if that's all it does. Because guess what? Football fans aren't thick. If they do this and go, oh, we're looking ambitious, and then my summer is my money spent on fucking Sesko, people see through it. I'm not going to look at that and go, oh, they spent the Wirtz money on Sesko, they're ambitious. I'm going to go, they're fucking dickheads.
Yeah.
Ambition
I'm
is related to the player, not the money.
If City get both Wirtz and Rangers back up the Premier League, even if Liverpool get Isak and Cherki, Wirtz, Haaland, and Tiani will score over 80 goals in the Premier League alone. That's why I am not like Igal, and I'm not like the silly people who are ruling Manchester City out. I have not ruled Manchester City out once, and I will not do it now. I am intelligent.
No, I refuse to rule City out, but I also won't say it's a wrap, because in that case we were getting Isak. So I've got Mohamed Salah getting me 30.
Yeah, listen, if it's Salah and Isak, we're favourites directly. If it's just them two.
Gakpo getting me 20, Diaz getting me 15, you know.
Easy, light work. Listen, if Liverpool sign Isak, I want to make something clear. If Liverpool sign just Isak, we're winning the league next season. Just Isak. Literally, just Isak. And he stays fit, done. Game, settled match. All the through balls that all this... I don't want to get demonetized. Big up to Lee Robinson, says, clear indication that Newcastle have told Liverpool that Isak is going nowhere, like I've been telling you. Lee, the latest report is Isak could be leaving Newcastle. You know, Lee, the thing that I don't get with Newcastle fans, it's like they're angry for no reason. No one here is saying 100% Isak is joining Liverpool. All we're saying is we're interested in him. 20% chance, 15% chance. The guy could want to leave in the summer. We don't fucking know. Newcastle like 3 of our players. We could do like a swap deal type thing. You know, we could give you Kwanzaa and Elliott and a nice little package. I don't fucking know, Lee, but it's just we're interested in Isak. Like, I apologize for being interested in Isak. Fucking hell. Big up to my guy Sam, who says Frimpong, Kerkez, Wharton, Wirtz, and Kane.
I just don't see it with the Kane thing at this point. I'll be honest. I think the shit for Kane is been and gone.
Rate that window out of 10, just for pure what he sent.
I mean,
10 out of 10 for me. I can't even lie.
Even if I ignore Kane, it's a 10 out of 10. I get a right back, I get a left back, I get who I think Wharton is probably the best DM available, Morton, and I get the best number 10 on the planet, who can also do a job out wide if needs be.
That's 10 out of 10 window right there.
I can put up, if we signed Wirtz, I would begrudgingly settle for a year of Diaz and Jota as my strikers.
I would disagree with that. Who was the clubs to spend 120 million plus on a release clause? Keeping that in mind, that's likely one payment plus the Spanish tax implications. Who are the clubs to spend that much on a release clause? Release
PSG
clause?
PSG did
with
for
Neymar. Yeah.
I need to go look at who the record transfers and I'll tell you which ones are release clauses.
Yeah, I have not. I really don't know the answer. Selection, could you actually just let us know the answer in the comment section down below? Because we want to move and talk about Frimpong. Let us know the answer, Habibi.
But again, let me just say this on that. Do you remember the Soboslai one? When we paid the release clause in full, and it turned out that we were paying it in installments anyway because we just sold it to someone else.
Yeah.
What's stopping us from doing that? So we go, here's your £127 million release clause for Alvarez, bang, and we'll pay it off to this third party company across 4 years in installments of 30 odd million. All of a sudden, everything's fine.
The last one I can remember, actually, I just thought about this is Grealish and City. 100 M's, right?
Yeah, that was 100. I'm just trying to... Was like Dembele a release clause? I think Joao Felix was a release clause. Enzo Fernandez was a release clause.
Yep, Enzo Fernandez.
Antoine Griezmann was a release clause.
Don, please don't go with the idiots you are earlier. What do you mean, Sharif? مش فاهم عليك حبيبي, فهمني. Big up to Ragav, who says, any news on Kerkez? We'll speak about it now in the next section. Big up to you, Martin. Big up to everyone who sent a super chat. Big up to everyone. Big up to Rex, who says, football fans aren't thick. Tom, have you forgotten how FSG shills think? They'll be happy just to be linked and then say at least they tried. That part I can't lie, we cannot deny. There is a section of the Liverpool
but
fan base that do exist like
we
this.
say that Husam.
Me and Tom both aren't like this, but there are people who are like this.
We say that Husam, but let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do we get people now when we talk about how disappointed you were with the Caicedo thing that comes to us and go, at least we bid for him? No?
No, but at the time people did say that. That's why Callum
because-
said FFD until the day I die.
No, because Callum said that when we were under the notion that he was coming. I'm saying no one in the weeks after the Caicedo deal had fell through went, oh, you know what? At least we bid for him.
Mhm.
No. It's fucking stupid. No one says that.
Fairs. I get your point. Big up to everyone locked in, guys. The target is 750 likes. We're currently at 620. 1,400 people locked in. And remember, we're going to be taking you as well to Tom's stream after this. And then we've got Ahwa. So it's just entertainment throughout. I want to talk more about like the fullback position. I want to talk about more like the left back position. I want to touch on Cherki a little bit as well. Frimpong, according to Fabrizio. Let me just try to pull up the tweet. Big up to everyone locked in. First and foremost, like I said, guys, please let's like the video and subscribe. It's a free button. It helps the channel out. It helps us grow. We grow together as a community, as a family, as a channel. So I appreciate you all. Every like sends this video to 3, 4, 5, 6 more guys. So it helps us out, guys. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm gonna just try to get up the Fabrizio Romano tweet on Frimpong. So just so we can, because he just tweeted this. Here we go. This is the tweet that Fabrizio put out. Pow. Here we go. So, the tweet is the following. Understand talks between Liverpool and Jeremy Frimpong's camps over personal terms have advanced again today. Player always been keen on the move and Liverpool are progressing on salary, length of contract, every detail of the agreement. Deal close. So, the whole Frimpong situation, guys, you know, obviously it seems like it's going to happen. I know what I think about this. I will say this after Tom because he's our guest for the day. You get me? So we'll let him talk first. I will also be putting out a pre-recorded video on Frimpong. So much work today, guys. It's just never-ending work. Talk to me, Mr. Thomas.
Very happy. I think that's probably one of the best value deals you'll get done this window. I do think it'll be interesting to see how we play him because he's not necessarily an out-and-out fullback. But in terms of just pure value for money, you're getting one of the best potential wing backs on the planet for 7 million quid a year. And I do think it's a full commitment to the PSG type of style of play, which is another reason why I want us to go to false 9 up front, because it helps to unlock the rotations. So I'm excited. I think it'll be interesting to see how he fits in. I do think it'll be interesting to see if he plays on the wing much and ends up being, you know, we get rid of Chiesa and then Frimpong's almost like the starting right back and the backup winger. Because, you know, Sal doesn't ever really rest. But on the chance that he does, and we don't have, you know, a Ben Doak or whoever we've got in the squad, Frimpong goes up there. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm glad that we're getting a deal done. I'm glad that we're not leaving all the pressure on Conor Bradley this season. Because I do think it's a big step up for him to go from being the backup with the minutes he's played to being the starter. So I'm glad we've taken an element of that pressure off with the signing of Frimpong. Yeah, I've not got much to complain about. I think it'll be... I think Frimpong's going to be one that I watch in pre-season a lot to figure out how we're playing him exactly and whereabouts and the roles, the areas of the pitch he's picking up in the attack. Because I do think he could help unlock a new aspect of Salah as well. Because I know that Salah always does well with trends. But I think there's an interesting thing with Bradley. I think his dynamic is very interesting with Bradley because Bradley creates a lot more space for him. Bradley's able to drag players away, which gives Salah a lot more room to operate in. I think Frimpong does that even better. So does that mean that we're giving that we're like fully committing to Salah being chief ball, like the chief guy in everything that we do, and basically just having runners around him so he can just pick it? We're basically making him a quarterback in the attacking third. Yeah. Have just loads of runners around him and trust him to pick the right one out. I think it could be very interesting to watch. I can't say much on it now because it's so hard to compare the role he plays at Leverkusen's are the one that we play. And I don't think that the one we play is going to be very similar next year without Trent. So I think I'm very excited. He's a very good player. But I need to see how we're going to play him in pre-season to get a proper understanding of how we're going to do it.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I want to say this on this whole Frimpong situation. I think, guys, sometimes as fans of football, we have become so boring.
A new Florian Wirtz update, by the way.
What?
A Florian Wirtz move to Bayern is not the most likely outcome.
Says
Man
who?
City, kicker. Man
Is that
City are
reliable?
pushing and concrete talks with the player have taken place. The Wirtz family have also met with Liverpool on Tuesday, which suggests that talks with the Reds are also advanced. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody calm down.
How are we, Tom, lad?
2% chance, 98% faith. That's what I'm in. 2% chance, 98% faith.
Come on, boys! Oh, God.
Give me another positive update. It goes to 3% chance, 97% faith. You hear that? We are
So
here for the
this means
delusion,
basically
people.
he's gone to Man City.
No, because you know that I think if it came down to it, I think we're his number one English option.
I don't want to believe, Tom. I don't want to get hurt again, bro. I don't want to get... You're like
I'm
a
willing to get
certified
hurt
lover
again.
boy, you know?
Sam, I am willing to get hurt again for Wirtz. You know how you were willing to get hurt for Kvaratskhelia? I'm willing to get hurt for Wirtz. I'm willing to commit for Wirtz. This is Florian fucking Wirtz, Sam. Florian Wirtz. You can't tell me the time, but Ian's going, oh. It might just be.
I don't even want to say anything, guys. I'm not involved in this. You get me? I'm not. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be hurt, guys. I'm not ready to be hurt for when we get that Man City Bomba. Fucking hell. Anyway, so back to Frimpong, guys. I think people have just been really boring with this whole Frimpong stuff. I really think people have been really boring. Like, oh, we need a more solid right back. We need a defending right back. We have literally employed Trent Alexander-Arnold for the last 6 years as our right back at Liverpool Football Club. And you guys want to go from an offensive fullback to a defensive guy? Let's just go sign Wan-Bissaka. Let's go. How much did West Ham sign him from Man United for? How much?
Like 13 million.
13 or 30?
13.
1-3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Go pay West Ham 20 million for Wan-Bissaka and get him. Just get him. Like, I hate when people say stuff like, oh my God, it's so like we need a defensive right. Bro, we don't need a defensive right back. Says who? The best. If you ask people who's the best right back ever, they say Dani Alves. If you ask people who's the best left back ever, they say Marcelo. I grew up watching that era. Dani Alves got cooked consistently. Marcelo got cooked. Marcelo was so high up the pitch, a lot of the goals came down his side. Same with Dani Alves. We even remember playing like Pro Evolution or Winning 11 when Dani Alves was so high up the pitch when he used to edit the formation at the start of the game. He was almost next to Messi. He was like a right winger more than even a right back. I think when it comes to this conversation, people are just being so fraudulent when it comes to Carvajal is the best right back you've ever seen. Fucking hell.
Sorry, I was watching a Wirtz thing. Sorry, who the fuck just said Dani Carvajal's the best right back he's ever seen?
Dani Carvajal is not the best right back in Madrid history to begin with.
Dani Carvajal is the most basic right back I've ever seen.
Dani Carvajal is not even better than Michel Salgado. Dani Carvajal is not even better than when Ramos used to play right back. Allow it, bro. Allow it, please. Come on, Yassar, you're a supporter of the channel and everything, but this is just... It's just, yeah, you just allow it. So I do think with Frimpong, because we did get the Fabrizio Bomba, I think it's quite reliable. Obviously, I do think agreeing personal terms is smart. So we learned with like, so nothing happens to us again the same way. I really like the idea of attacking the shit out of teams. Listen, you can say Klopp has spoiled us. He has, even though this one was Klopp out. He has spoiled us. Yes. Because Klopp has given us rock and roll football. And if we want to do what Liverpool did in the late 70s, early 80s, which is the, you know, the boot room culture of like, yeah, next man and keep going, keep the Liverpool culture going. I think, and this is where I'm going to say something mad, I think we're going to replicate PSG. I think PSG out-tacticked us so much, we're just going to try to be PSG.
Why did you say it's something mad when that's what I've been saying for like 2 weeks? It's obvious that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Go look at his last press conference. He literally sat there and went, Conor Bradley's our Hakimi. He clearly wants our fullbacks to do what their fullbacks do.
Yeah, I that's what I think. I think we're just going to be very offensive. I think we're going to be very intelligent. I think we're going to be very tactical. And with guys, like we say, like someone can defend, right? Like, are we saying every like 5 games he's going to get cooked really badly once? And so what? So out of 38 Premier League games, what, he's going to get cooked like 5, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times? And the rest of the games, guess what? When I'm playing Leeds, when I'm playing, you know, one of Sunderland and Sheffield, when I'm playing these teams and I'm pinning the opposition in their box, Frimpong offers a dribbling threat. He offers a shooting threat. He offers a goal-scoring threat. He offers every single type of threat you want in your team. You want to know the difference between a defensive fullback and an attacking one? Go watch Liverpool PSG when we subbed on Kwanzaa. Go watch Liverpool Newcastle. Go watch Liverpool Newcastle with Kwanzaa. I'd rather stick pins in my eyeballs than go watch that 90 minutes again. I would quite literally rather stick pins in my eyeballs than watch this again. The reason why I say that is Salah had no support whatsoever. And the whole team was literally just nullified because we couldn't create anything, because we couldn't get anything going, man. And that's the thing. People keep saying stuff like, we need more balance, we need this. I disagree with that completely, bro. We need someone more offensive thinking. We need someone who's a forward line player. We need someone who is...
At the end of the day...
Go on.
If Jeremy Frimpong can do better than get dribbled past 24 times in a season by one player, I'm all right. That was the standard right back head this year, defensively. If he can get dribbled past 22 times by one player in a year, it's an improvement.
What do you mean?
I do think that you're going to see us commit to the PSG style of play, which is why, again, I think we're going to be doing a whole discussion about the false 9 thing very soon. But for that to work, you need one fullback that's incredibly adept in the final third, and Jeremy Frimpong is incredibly adept in the final third. Now, what you then have to do is figure out balance. How do you balance it? Well, PSG either leave a left back, a very athletic left back who can join the attack but will sit a little bit deeper, Kerkez, or they will put their defensive midfielder into centre back and build up with that back 3. Gravenberch. That's the way I see it going. I just think you're going to see this commitment to that style. That's a very good point as well. Doku getting the better of Trent in the way he did, it was bad, but it's Jeremy Doku. Diogo Dalot was made to look like Roberto Carlos at fucking Anfield because someone couldn't handle the pressure after the Real Madrid news come out. That is, let me ask you this, Sam. Have you seen a worse performance from a Liverpool player in like the last 5 years than that Trent performance at Anfield against Man United?
Oh yeah, I have done.
I think the only performance,
every single Nunes performance.
Tom
is literally the Uruguayan Beto. Don't even start. Just allow it.
Let's be honest, Husam. The only performance I can think of that is on that level in the last 5 years is Naby Keita away at Real Madrid when he got hooked in the first half. That's the only one. He was that fucking bad. Nothing Trent done worked. Nothing. Actually, I wasn't including goalies for that. I was trying to...
Nunes versus Crystal Palace. Way worse.
That weren't even Nunes' worst performance. And no, it's not worse than Trent.
No.
It's not worse
Nunes
than
versus
Trent.
Crystal Palace debut season. Nunes
What, when he got sent off?
it misses 3 sitters and gets sent off.
I still think Trent's was worse. Because Trent played 90 minutes.
That's so but the reason why Nunes didn't play 90 minutes because he fucking got sent off.
Trent Alexander-Arnold played 90 minutes. I don't remember anything good he done attacking-wise. Defensively, he lost the ball a record number of times. The only reason we didn't concede 4 or 5 is because Virgil van Dijk put in probably his best performance of the season. How many times did you watch Virgil van Dijk cover Trent and then just glare at him?
I still remember the death stare till now. I think that was the most intimidating stare
Like,
of the
he
whole
wanted
year.
he wanted to strangle him.
He did. He felt worse than you do about Trent now.
I don't think
He really did. I ain't
think
even
as bad
joking.
as I feel.
He really did.
I
No,
think
at that
you're-
moment, just go look at his face. You will see. Just
He
go look
was
at his face.
he
was so angry, bro.
He was ready
about
to
it.
slide tackle Trent. He was open
He
the
was?
Trent thing every touch, so he could fucking go through him. Honest to God.
He was ready to slide tackle Trent. So with this Frimpong thing, are you in the camp of we need someone more defensive? Which camp are you in? Just tell
No,
me.
I'm in the camp of yay Frimpong. Very interested to see how we're going to balance it. Because you do need balance. As much as you were saying you want attacking fullbacks, and I don't disagree, we need to find balance.
Mm-hmm.
We need to make sure that we have balance, because that was where it went wrong in the last couple of years under Jurgen. I don't want us to go back to that. I like the balance that we had this year. I want us to make sure that we can improve in the attack from the fullbacks without sacrificing balance. That's the main thing for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're definitely gonna sacrifice balance with Frimpong. Don't lie to us, Tom.
No, because if you grab a Gravenberch and put him at centre back when you've got the ball, you don't sacrifice the balance because you've got the back three build up.
Yeah, listen, with Frimpong, let's not overdo it, because if you start saying Frimpong and balance in the same statement, you lose credibility in your argument. At least acknowledge it.
No, because I'm not saying Frimpong is adding the balance. You can be balanced whilst having Frimpong in your team.
How?
You have to make sure you have to. Other players have to be more cautious.
So how does that happen then?
So Frimpong, boom, right up that pitch. Gravenberch drops into centre back. Kerkez doesn't bomb on as high. So when you lose the ball, you've got Canard.
That includes Kerkez.
Well, yeah. We both understand Kerkez is coming, don't we?
No, I think Kerkez is I've told you this, Tom. I think Kerkez is the easiest transfer to make. Do I believe it's as done as people make out? No.
I think it is.
I just told you it's the easiest transfer to make, but we just have to make a decision first.
I think we've done too much groundwork and too much stuff to pass him up. So for me,
You mean
I'm
like in
looking at-
Jan?
I think we've been working on his case for near on a year. I think we've been putting the feelers out for over a year.
Possibly. You might be.
I
The thing
don't think
is-
they're going to throw. I don't think they're going to throw that away. So I'm factoring Kerkez into my teams. So Kerkez, if Frimpong bombs straight up, and I mean straight up, you'd have Gravenberch, Canard, Van Dijk, Kerkez, and probably McAllister ready to get back into a decent defensive shape in the initial position after losing the ball. And the one thing people don't understand, or people,
I think the
people don't
balance you're
really-
talking about works better with Hato.
I disagree on the basis that I think Gravenberch at centre back, or Gravenberch dropping into centre back and giving Kerkez a little bit more freedom is better than Hato dropping into centre back and giving Gravenberch a little bit more freedom. I think Gravenberch needs to, at times, just agree, or not agree, but understand that his strength at the minute is intercepting and tackling and stuff like that. So that's how I look at it. I think Gravenberch at centre back, fullbacks with a little bit more license, McAllister being the smart one in the midfield who can attack or defend.
McAllister was our best midfielder. That was my biggest W from last season. Let me read these 3 super chats before we send you guys to Tom's stream. Big up to everyone who supported us. Big up to everyone who liked the stream. Guys, we're just 40 likes away from 750 likes. Imagine, guys, Tom Little is streaming on his channel, and we're under 40 likes away from 750. That's our target. We didn't put any crazy thing. It's a free button. Close your live chat, like the video. Let me grab these before we carry on. Everyone in the chat has Isak on speed dial, apparently. He's 100% not leaving. Nope, he'd only ever go to Barcelona. How do you lot know? I'm with you, bro. Every time I bring up this topic, someone just shuts me down immediately by saying the same exact sentence. Oh, he's not going to leave Newcastle. Oh, 100%. There's no way. Well, yeah, Habibi, who told you? Who told you? He's like, it's impossible. Like, I just don't get this narrative.
Can I suggest someone in the comments real quick? Bruno de Cruz, I am not saying start Ryan Gravenberch as a third centre-back and Liverpool play a back three. I'm saying when Liverpool have the ball and Jeremy Frimpong has went meow up the pitch to go support Salah, Ryan Gravenberch sits in between the centre backs. So we
that's I understood what Tom means. Yeah, that's why I didn't rebuttal it or anything. Jack, it's definitely them hearing voices in their head. They act like Isak is their cousin or something. Like, oh yeah, 100% he's not going to go to Liverpool. Oh, he wants to be. Bro, who fucking told you? Like, it's just, you're just making up narratives and stuff. 20 likes away from 750, guys. Come on, let's get the likes up. Big up to Ed, who says, why do we as Liverpool have this rare rejection king on transfers?
What do we walk into meetings with players and go, oh, you're a 16 out of 10 player, you?
You're 16
and
out
just
of 10.
Dead awkward for the next 5 minutes before we walk out.
Yeah, hey Jeremy, you're looking 16 out of 10 today. You get me? I don't want to play it. خلاص. I don't want to play it. Big up to you, Edinho Varaninho. Thank you, Habibi. Big up to Midun Murali, who says nap.
You know what? No, that you know what? I can accept. I can take an L somewhere. Joe Gomez that day was fucking horrendous. He was so bad. He was getting bullied by Osimhen, and then when it weren't Osimhen, it was Kvaratskhelia.
Bro, I think Napoli away was the worst game in the club ever.
It was so bad.
Bro, I'll be honest with you, that game right there was so shit. I won't even lie. Like, that game was horrendous, bro.
Every time they went forward, I was sitting there going, fuck, they're going to score. Fuck, they're going to score. Look at the goals we conceded.
That game I have erased from this mind.
Start and then handball it within 3 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
I think Napoli could beat us by like 7 goals.
We gave away a second penalty, which everyone forgets. We gave away 2 penalties, but Alisson saved 1.
Yeah.
The
Back
second
when he
goal,
could save penalties.
The second goal, Zambo Anguissa basically just runs from the edge of the centre circle into our box, and no one goes, you know what? I might need to pick up his run.
Tommy, you want to know what lives rent-free in my head from this season? Vitinha penalty. I'm sorry, I just can't get over the fact Alisson didn't save it. It is on, like, I am so obsessed with that penalty. It's in replay in my mind.
It's weird because Brian saved the Vitinha penalty in the second leg, so
it was so slow and so like such a lethargic penalty, like 1 km/h, and he still couldn't save it, bro. I'm just so. Let me check if I'm redirecting. Florian Wirtz to Liverpool updates on Cherki and Frimpong. The Liverpool blah blah blah. Okay, perfect. Anyway, guys, 5 likes away from 750 likes. I want to see 750 likes before we end the stream. Everyone, please hit the like button. Everyone, please subscribe. This stream is going to take you over to Tom Little's stream, ladies and gentlemen. He is going live on his channel. Go click, hit live so you can get the benefit of the redirect. So see you on the other side, Tom. Don't spam anything. Just go in his chat. Go talk to him. He's gonna be breaking down different tactical elements.
If you're gonna spam anything, spam likes on the video.
Yes, like as soon as you enter his video, go like it. You get me? Just tell them what you're gonna be speaking about on that stream.
We're gonna be doing Florian Wirtz, Ryan Cherki, Jeremy Frimpong. We're gonna be watching some comps, and we are gonna be doing a little tactical breakdown of how I think they're gonna fit in. Yes, he's gonna get the tactical board out. Fuck you, Scraps. Fuck you. You're back again. I thought that was a one stream thing. Yeah, I thought you were anti-K-Mac. You're anti-Tom as well. Fairs. Well, the other 1,200 people go watch Tom's stream. Love you all and see you guys over there on Tom Little's channel. Peace out.